Okay. Thank you for this honor and recognition, and to be standing here with my husband is truly incredible. I'd like to acknowledge my parents, Michael and June Carrera. Happy birthday to both of them. My brother Chris and our children Kaya, Yasmin, and Benjamin, we love you. A special acknowledgement to my father, Dr. Carrera, a true legend and pioneer in the field of adolescent pregnancy prevention. He has dedicated his life to serving and improving the lives of young people for over 60 years. My father instilled in me the importance of advocacy and to have a voice for those who struggle to find their own. Thank you for always being my lifeguard. Dr. Diaz, thank you for hiring me right out of college. My career began with you. The Adolescent Health Center is a place that transforms young people's lives, and I've had the honor of experiencing that firsthand, whether it be through colposcopy research, health education at the school-based health centers, or running Saturday clinics for the Carrera program. I loved those Saturdays. I knew our students were getting the most comprehensive care by top doctors and clinicians. We watched movies while our students were seen for their annual physicals, reproductive services, and health education. It was incredible to watch our students become healthcare consumers and advocates for themselves. To my Children's Aid family, Sandra Escamilla, thank you for seeing in me what I didn't see in myself. You are a force. Monique Weeks, Greg Denizard, Carrie Odom, and Pardis McGoy, you are my people. Our work together to improve the lives of young people is made better because I get to do it with you, so thank you. And finally, to my husband, Saadi Ghatan. Choosing you was the best decision I ever made. I am inspired each and every day by the life-saving work you do, whether it is in the operating room, the courtroom, or flying all over the world to ensure people have access to care. You are my love and my inspiration.
That's a tough act to follow. And like Evan, I printed it out this morning, so thanks for leading the way. I'm honored to share the stage with these wonderful co-honorees, and particularly my wife, Courtney, who deserves the literal and figurative credit for me being included in this Breakfast of Legends. You see, in another 2 months, I will have been a New Yorker and pediatric neurosurgeon for 20 years, and I came from Seattle, as Moses said, naive, but idealistic about the kind of life that I wanted for myself and my children. I had excellent mentorship as a trainee and a decade to train, and before I met Courtney, that was my view of the world. But once I met Courtney in the line of work, advocating for a young person who needed brain surgery, my perspective broadened. In the ensuing 15 years, she taught me what it truly means to see my patients through a lens of equity and inclusion, words that are spoken often these days. To understand a patient and their family's circumstances and how to treat them holistically when life has given them resources that are piecemeal at best. Watching her clinics at the Adolescent Health Center, she showed me how to take care of all the kids who were, to borrow from the words of my father-in-law, at promise rather than at risk. About 10 years ago, I got the gumption to leave a good but unsatisfying job, and through mostly good fortune became a part of the Mount Sinai Health System, where the ethos is to treat all comers, regardless of resources. To serve the underserved who need pediatric neurosurgery and who need epilepsy surgery, by the way, just as much as anybody else. And they're right here in our neighborhoods. I've been favored with great leadership from Dr. Charney, Dr. Flato, Dr. Rich, and the freedom to practice and lead with confidence from my boss, Dr. Betterson. But of course, my efforts are nothing without the many wonderful people here in this audience and those that are viewing online virtually. My parents and brother, who've constantly modeled and inspired a life of generosity of spirit and courage. My family and our friends here in New York, thank you for being here. My colleagues in neurosurgery at Mount Sinai West, thank you for being here. My partners in surgical neurology and epilepsy, thank you for being here, Dr. Singh. And finally, last but not least, the inspirational, young, smart, and tenacious attorneys from the Bronx and Brooklyn Defenders with whom I work to reunite children with parents wrongfully accused of abuse in the ERs in our boroughs and around the United States. Our mission parallels the important work that Dr. Diaz and her colleagues have been doing selflessly and without fanfare for all these years at the Adolescent Health Center, and that is to serve and advocate for those who are underserved. And on behalf of my wife and our children, I'm grateful to all of you who've come forward to support this effort. Thank you.